Hi guys, me again. I kind of think of this as an extra episode. I don't know whether I'm going to finish recording or indeed record all of it. But previously I've installed a CCTV system. I've had a little bit of aggravation with vehicles parked out the front, having their mirrors knocked, etc. I was a little bit worried about mine. We've also had thefts in the past in the cars where I had problems with my Golf. The central locking didn't work properly and what have you, so a couple of times I've had people stealing bits and pieces from inside. So anyway, finally I treated myself to a CCTV system, but the cameras that I've installed, although great, they don't cover the whole area, so I decided to bite the bullet. I've bought some additional cameras and that's what I'm doing now. So just going to add these additional cameras and hopefully that'll provide really good coverage to the entire home. So like I've mentioned, I haven't recorded everything, so even today I've only just decided to record, so I thought, well, someone might find it interesting. And it's also quite nice to look back on previous jobs, isn't it? In actual fact, in doing this job, I've looked up previous footage and photographs that I've had, because I could have sworn that I ran a conduit through the wall. Turns out, yes, I did. Couldn't remember 100%, but because I had video footage and what have you, I was able to cut a couple of holes and access those again. So I was able to run some more cables through, so that was good. I'm doing this because it's a single skin wall that my neighbour put up, and he's rendered both sides, so last thing I want to do is actually blow through the render.
Hey, I got something to say. I'm just so sick of hearing everyone complain. I know it's tough and I know there's pain, but hitting bottom is the only way to change. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing. You've got nothing, I'll keep hustling. I've seen a lot of people who don't know what thirst is. I've had a taste of evil and tried to cure the sickness, but I just keep my head down and focus on the facts. I'm setting down gravel while you just follow the path. I'll lead them into battle while you're just too scared to act. I'll leave the knife right in my back. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing. You've got nothing, I'll keep hustling.
That's how it's come out there. It just goes across that small gap straight into the wall, and it goes through the cavity as well there. There's the conduit let into the concrete. Next time I mix up a batch of concrete, I'll fit that. I'll take a bit of sealant as well, because this isn't actually conduit. This is the 22mm pipe that I use, which fits snugly in there. Obviously I don't need to seal that because water's not going to track up through so easy, and in fact that will just aid it to run out. Anyway, happy with that. Keep a loop or two here. Perfect. It's the next day. I ran one of the original supplied cables. I didn't have much luck with this the first time I used. When I had installed the first initial 4 cameras, it wouldn't connect, wouldn't work. When I tested it on the bench, it worked absolutely fine. Installed it, didn't work. Same again. Anyway, I'll just use that as a mouse, and I've now poled through a proper Cat 6 cable, which I'm now going to terminate. The trick I've found is not to scrimp on how much you strip back. It tends to just make it easier. Cat 6, you can identify it with, it's got the separator down the middle. Untwist all the pairs. It's a good quality cable, this one. Some cables, you can actually, it's difficult to make out the colours, but it's nice and clear on these. Right, so once you've manually untwisted them, if you take a screwdriver and then just rub your thumb against the screwdriver and pull back. Remember I used to curl paper at school? Basically the same principle as that. I'm doing it to the B standard. There's an A and a B standard. Strictly speaking, it doesn't actually matter, because this is just going to be a straight through cable, so as long as each pin matches each pin, it doesn't actually matter. Makes no difference, but it's good to keep it standard. So on the back of my tester I've got a code there, which is good. I used to have to write it down on a piece of paper because I could never remember. I've got it on this now, which makes life a lot easier. So white orange, orange, white green. Sorry, I should have clarified that. So each pair, they're paired with a colour. So you've got a solid colour, and then you've got a white with a colour of that tracer. So it's a little fine thread of brown running through that one. On that one it's blue with a white wire, the thin thread of blue, so it's to identify it as a pair. Now, where was I? White, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. So once I've got them all in order, what I tend to do is I pinch between each side, and then I pull and twist and wiggle, and that tends to keep them in order. So one's actually twisted over there. So it's always worthwhile double checking. The white and the white blue got mixed up. Double check. White, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. Brilliant. So, make sure you get your plug ready next. And then once we're ready with the plug, we take a nice sharp pair of side cutters and you trim it down, which will square off all the ends to the same length. Making sure you're keeping pressure on the cable to keep them in the same order. And then we take a plug and we slide in, and hopefully they're all still in the same position. It's a little bit tricky with Cat 6 because it's quite fat and stiff. Cat 5 used to be a lot easier. And just make sure it's absolutely right to the end. And we take a crimping tool. Don't be proud, these been all over the world with me. Fully insert, and again give the cable a good push and then give it a good squeeze, and that should be fully secured and locked. Cool, happy with that. What you're trying to aim for is this piece gets pressed in, and you want to make sure that's against the outer insulation. You don't want any of the wires exposed out the back. I'm going to do the other end now, but that'll have to wait till later because we're going out on a day trip. So all being well now, when I plug it in to the master, I press the button, I should get 4 greens. It will do a quick flash. There we go, it does its flash test. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, it's tested all 4 pairs, they're all correct. Battery's low, I need to change the battery at some point. Also, if it was a shielded cable, it does a test on the shield as well, but this is unshielded, so it won't test that. If there's an issue, it'll come up here in this red area and indicate what the issue is. But normally, generally, just have to cut the end off and redo. But that's all working now, so now I can plug it into the CCTV and set the new camera up. Can't be sure of what has and hasn't recorded, but anyway, here I am. This is the other end. This in case if it's not recorded. So this is like the dummy end. So this allows me to do the testing. So I can plug that in now. Right, so now the camera's actually physically installed and connected to the CCTV with wire, etc. I've now got to add it to the system, so if I remember rightly, I go into the app on my phone. Who's that? So from here, I believe Oh, look at that, it's automatically recognised. There it is, it's working. Didn't need to do anything. So that's me live. So I'm going to adjust the camera now. I don't obviously want to film people walking down the pavement, etc. unnecessarily. But that will now capture anyone fiddling around with my car, and also my daughter's van's been fiddled around with, so hopefully that will just catch any culprits that are doing that. So there we go, all installed, really happy with that. That's the new camera that I've just installed. This is actually viewing it directly from the CCTV system itself. So there's good coverage on all of them now. They overlap as well, which is great. So if anyone's fiddling with one of the cameras, hopefully it will capture it on one of the other cameras as well.